works. First, we build a tailored strategy.
I feel my presence glowing bright. I feel my energy shining light. I move with calm, I move with grace. I hold my space in every place. My presence radiates love and peace. Everywhere I go, good vibes increase. I stand in truth, I trust my flow. Everything I need begins to show. My presence is strong, my heart is free. I share my light with everyone I see. I am fully aligned in my soul and my mind, making every moment feel so right. I feel my presence growing each day. I radiate confidence in every way. I trust my path, I trust my voice. I live my life with conscious choice. I am safe to shine in my full power. My presence blooms like a golden flower. I trust the wisdom that guides my way. Every doubt just fades away. My presence is strong, my heart is free. I share my light with everyone I see. I am fully aligned in my soul and mind, making every moment feel so right. To my inner side, I am worthy of standing in my truth. My energy grows, renewing my youth. My light expands as I embrace my power. I am grounded, radiant every hour. I am secure in who I am becoming. Every
Divine honors, divine honors. We're gonna get started in just a minute.
I feel my energy shining light. I move with calm, I move with grace. I hold my space in every place. My presence is radiant. Oh, I radiate love. Oh, my presence is radiant. Oh, I radiate love.
Divine honors.
Powerful risings. How are you doing today? I'm not ready to talk to you today, girl.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh, I just realized I had the volume all the way down. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. How are you?
I'm well. I'm not gonna stay on live for long today. I got an interview in the morning, and when I woke up this morning, I ain't have no voice or nothing.
I do remember you saying that. Well, congratulations on the job.
Thank you. I'm excited.
Yes, congratulations. Claim that. But thank you for your presence. Look, any time is better than no time at all.
That's real. Try to be productive today.
So if you have any time, do you want to promote while you're on here? I can switch the backdrop.
You can start with this one, and then we can hop over to get out of the cave and get in the field.
Okay. I will go over, yeah, because I didn't read the beginning yesterday and like go over some of the stuff in the beginning of the book, the chakra alignment and all of that good stuff. And then let me know when you're ready.
Okay.
Gotcha. So we're going to bounce back and forth, so it won't just be Big Mama. That won't be the only topic. We'll be going back and forth over some of the books that Morgan has published or written, and some of the book or this book that me and Ascenda has written as well. So we'll start with Big Mama, the primordial divine feminine waters. And I wanted to go over the chakra alignments. So the sacral chakra is the creative side of us, the emotional flow, feminine energy, and the womb wisdom. So that is the chakra that aligns with this particular topic the most. But it says with deep activation to the heart chakra as well, which is compassion, love, nurturing, and emotional healing. The third chakra is another deep activation on this topic, which is intuition, inner knowing, and spiritual sight or spiritual insight as well. And the crown chakra is the last one that it aligns with, which is divine connection, cosmic wisdom, and spiritual sovereignty. And the affirmation for the primordial divine feminine waters is: creativity moves through me like water, smooth, unstoppable, and alive. So there's an introduction before we get into chapter 1, and I'll read that to you. And it starts with the scripture Genesis, first chapter. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth was without form and void. Darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved up on the face of the water, the primordial waters. Primordial means this existing at the earliest or from the very beginning of time, the original. And it refers to the foundation, ancient or primitive forms. Primordial derives from the Latin word first of all, the beginning. Primordial waters mean chaotic, formless, and boundless abyss, existing before creation. These waters represent cosmic womb, symbolizing the ultimate source of life, potential, and undifferentiated existence. Also considered the maternal or feminine source for the creation of the world. It also references 2 Kings 19 and 15. Then Hezekiah prayed before the Lord and said, O Lord God of Israel, the one who dwells between the cherubim, you are God, you alone of all kingdoms. You have made heaven on earth. Cherubim means singular cherub. Means one. A powerful, high-ranking celestial being acting as a guardian. The collapse has begun. Our mother opens up and swallows everything that is not aligned with nature and the sun. And it also references Revelations 12 and 14. And the woman was given 2 wings of a great eagle, so that she might fly to a place prepared for her in the wilderness, where she would be taken care of for a time, times a time and a half, out of serpent's reach. So we can dive into chapter 1. It's pretty... it's a pretty quick one. We'll dive into chapter 1, and it is titled, A Suppressed Goddess Older Than Rome Itself, the story behind Rome's scary secret. The divine feminine is far from just another deity Rome attempted to absorb. She holds the divine primordial feminine principles that are older than the empire and older than any idea of gods as Rome's understood and understood them. Representing the body, the shadow, the earth, the blood, the cycles, the cynical death and rebirth, or unaliven, the equilibrium, cosmic creation, justice, the unconscious, sovereignty, intuition, prophecy, the ability to self-rule, and the wisdom Rome could not legislate because of the totality of her divinity. Remember her as the first force, the soil before the city, the darkness before and after the sun, the light in the darkness, and the womb before the world. However you remember her, know that her aura, her stance, her abilities, and her power cannot and will not be denied. Rome's gods are known as orderly, hierarchical, and political. She is pre-political, pre-order, and pre-hierarchical, being that she is the force behind the ability to give birth, to renew, to destroy, and to transform. This made it impossible for Rome to control her due to her lack of need for priests, temples, or even permission to be. Her worship requires shadow work, initiation, prophecy, meditation, and dance. Aspects that are healing components that bypass the traditional state that controlled religious systems. The divine feminine cannot be categorized or diminished, as she embodies the full spectrum of the archetypes. As a mother, nature responds to her through crops, fertility, and healing. As the warrior, she is unstoppable. As the mother, she is the life force, magnetism, and the force of desire. As the sovereign, her power is not granted. Her authority is inherited. As a witch, she holds prophecy, liminal spaces, and is the keeper of forbidden knowledge. She is the wisdom Rome ignored as non-existent. She represents everything Rome attempted to suppress in the people: personal sovereignty versus imperial authority, cycles versus linear conquest, the unconscious versus rational mind, intuition versus logic, and the body versus the state, and emotion versus discipline. Rome's identity and entirety was built on rationality, control, hierarchy, order, and conquest. The divine represents the opposite in totality. She is the part of human nature that cannot and will not be ruled. Rome could not tolerate a spiritual path or the force behind it. They held a pattern of absorbing powerful goddesses, renaming them and stripping them of their sovereignty. But this was not possible for the divine feminine. She is uncageable. Grand Reset. No traditional goddess, this divine could manifest herself in your presence as a woman who forms into a vessel of the ancient powers, a celestial virgin with abilities too impossible to believe, an oracle whose visions were ignored and attempted to be silenced, or a descendant of a forgotten bloodline. The minute she awakens, the world will change. Rome could not destroy her, so they tried to bury her, hide her, silence her, relegate her. They hunted her priestesses and wrote her into lesser deities. But they could never kill her or unalive her because she is not mankind. She is principle. She was not and is not just a goddess. She is prophecy. The prophecy that stated, if she is ever fully silenced, Rome will fall. The scary secret is that Rome's prosperity was purchased by the breaking of her covenant. Page 7. The divine feminine's awakening. When the divine stirs up, she is not a mystic concoction. She is a spiritual blend. Her awakening symbolizes and reinforces the reclaiming of suppressed emotion, reclaiming intuition, reclaiming the shadow, reclaiming the body, reclaiming sovereignty, and reclaiming the cynical nature of life itself. She is the divine feminine in its totality: cosmic, spiritual, historical, mythic, psychological, and personal, all embodied in one. She is the power that returns after being suppressed too long. The first force, the shadow Rome feared, the prophecy Rome hid, and the last truth. The divine in its full, unedited form. Rome's biggest mistake is the thought that they could rewrite her. Her awakening means the return of the truth to a world built on rewriting history or her story. The return of sovereignty and intuition to a rational world. The return of shadow to a world obsessed with artificial light. The awakening will not be gentle, heaven sent, or involve Jesus. It will be liberating, transformative, disruptive, and destabilizing. She isn't returning to restore order. She's returning to restore truth. Her primordial identity and true name is Astrea Noctiluna, or Sophia, meaning star-born goddess of justice, a name predating language. Say her name, whisper it in dreams. It is sung in the breath between words, or sung in the breath between worlds and carved in stone circles. Her name and presence is not spoken, it is felt. A vibration, look, and when pronounced correctly, it induces a trance-like state. Not a word, a frequency. Rome felt that speaking her name empowered individuals outside of the empire's control. It triggered visions and opened the veil between the conscious and the unconscious. So they banned it from being spoken. Sound familiar? Rome attempted to turn her descent into sin, her wisdom into obedience, and her sovereignty into virtue. Yet she is too old and wise, too powerful and resilient, and too embedded in the psyche and the mission. The rewrite, also known as her romanticized false name, is Lamirna Mater, the gentle mother of light. It removed her prophetic power, removed her underworld domains, removed her warrior aspect, her sovereignty, and her ecstatic rights. This turned a cosmic force into a polite household spirit, yet the cracks in the rewrite remain visible. Page 10. Her wildness was replaced by Rome with politeness. Her empire silenced. The empire sealed its own fate, for she is the cycle itself, and what is buried must rise again. When suppressed the divine feminine, the natural cycle, or when suppressing the divine feminine, the natural cycle is broken. Breaking the cycle eventually leads to stagnation. Her return marks the end of an empire and the rebirth of truth. Rome burned the original tablets, fragmented the original prophecy, hiding parts in different temples, and executing and exiling those who recited it. But fragments don't die, they multiply and survived in dreams, oral translations, resurfacing forbidden text, a reactivation of old sites, natural phenomenons like eclipse, storms, and earthquakes, and symbols. And that wraps up chapter 1 of Big Mama, the divine or the primordial divine feminine waters.
They ain't motherfucking ready. They ain't ready.
You say get ready so you stay ready so you ain't gotta get ready. That's the quote of the day.
But look, I don't know if you seen my comment. I was like, you need to add that poetry shit to at some point tonight. Like, y'all be talking about closing some stuff up. Morgan really do have the great closing. She got away with the motherfucking word. But before Morgan ended, you gotta like put in that. Yeah, man. I don't know, like that. Man, that shit deep, and it's helping me. It's helping me say my me
Yeah,
confirmation because my
I'll
phone.
definitely do a poem when we finish reading it. Were you ready, Morgan?
Yeah, I'm ready. I
Hey,
got some poems
Morgan.
too. Powerful Risings. How are you doing, KC?
I'm doing good, girl. Vibing. Hi.
Whenever you want to do a poem, you can just.
They done cut my girl off. But I'm doing good though.
That's good.
I'm doing
Powerful
good.
Risings.
I'm excited for. I was just telling Miss Donitra earlier. I'm excited for this dictionary that you got. I'm ready.
Oh, Miss Denitra, it's the other one. Is get out of the cave and get in the field.
But I think that's the one she was saying that they was trying to say was
Yeah, they gave me I got a restriction for that one. So
saying nudity or some fake shit.
I hate
yeah.
that because I really just seen a little skinny little white woman dressed up in like a bikini set on my TTL just a few minutes ago.
That's what I was saying. How it's the target because it's like, okay, I didn't see people with with a little bit of clothes on. You talking about a little cleavage just bothering somebody? Are you serious? Yeah, but let me see. I don't know.
Try it again tonight to see what it do. Miss Donitra.
I need to. I can alter the picture a little bit for future references.
Damn, she is looking fine, so I get why they gonna hate.
No, I'm not naked though.
But yeah,
Yeah,
but
I
I'm
ain't naked.
saying
That's what I'm
you
saying. That
not
little
you not
cleavage.
naked, but it don't make sense.
Well, give me a second. Let me pull up what I had. Hello to all of those who are listening in the chat. My name is Morgan Gray. I'm the host and creator of the Afrocentric podcast, and I'm also the author of a few books. The first book that we'll be reading tonight is going to be Get Out of the Cave and Get into the Field. It is a walkthrough and a climb through trees, fruits, and fields of resonance. And my goal with this book is to help people understand consciousness and understand dimensions. So today I wanted to read chapter 2, which is understanding the great mother, also known matter. And this is coming from this book, Get Out of the Cave and Get in the Field. So if you like content like this and you would like to hear more of it, make sure to follow, like, and subscribe, and make sure that your voices are heard. Remember that all of our products are linked in our bios. In between mine is Miss Demetrius. Chapter 2, The Great Mother. The entirety of the field creates the body of the Great Mother. In other words, she is matter. The Greek word for mother is meter, and Latin calls her matter. She is the great spirit and the feminine principle. She takes form of plasma, the living energy that flows through everything. The field is her body, vast and holding of life. In the Kebra Nagas, her essence is breath. She is the breath against traditions. She is Zion from the Kebra Nagas. She is the Ruach HaKodesh in Hebrew. She is the Holy Ghost. This breath moves through the field, carrying life from empty space into form. Zion in the Kebra Nagas, and it reads, quote, "Rise up, Zion, and put on thy strength. Behold Zion, behold salvation. Behold the one who rejoices. Behold the splendor like the sun." King David calls Zion a living queen, full of life and light, not just a place, but a moving force. Next, the Kebra Nagas reads, and I quote, "And it is a spiritual thing and is full of compassion. It is heavenly thing and full of light. It is a thing of freedom and habitation of the Creator." Zion breathes motion into empty space. Lastly, my Lady Zion, holy and heavenly, the tabernacle of the law of the Creator, shall be a guide unto thee at all times. Zion moves with the creation like a steady breath. The Ruach HaKodesh in Hebrew. The Ruach HaKodesh means sacred breath or wind. In Genesis 1 or 2, the spirit or the Ruach of the Creator moved upon the face of the waters. In John 20:22, Christ breathes Ruach onto his followers and it brings life from nothing. Now there is a personal reflection here, and that is that breath is the key to life. I was asked about one of the lessons that I learned during my awakening. I learned that the key to life is breathing. Life started with the living breath, also known as the Ruach HaKodesh, the breath of life. And Job 33:4 says, the Spirit of God has made me, and the breath of the Almighty has given me life. And that is in the King James Version. Western society oversimplifies breath work. People only mention it in certain areas, like in mindfulness, yoga, or tantric practices. Now, breath does much more. It is subconscious until you notice it. You breathe without thinking. It lowers your heart rate. It sends clear signals to the mind. It helps control emotions and more, but you must pay attention to using it on purpose. It is foolish not to see breath as help from the Creator that gives life. Genesis 2:7 tells us that the Lord God formed man from the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. Ezekiel 37:5 says, thus saith the Lord God unto these bones, behold, I will cause breath to enter into you, and ye shall live. Breath work connects directly to the Great Mother. Her essence is breath, fills the field. It pulls us from the cave darkness into life. She is the original mother, the first form of matter that carried us all through the cosmos. She is the womb holding stars, fields, and all flesh. Her body birthed everything, and it keeps it going. The earth is her lower reproductive body. Within this field, earth is the lower part of her body. It is the reproductive area. Her job is to be fruitful and multiply. She houses everything together, seeds and soil, roots and depth, life and layers. And also resonance, which is Kwamata. Kwamata is the great mother and also believed in South Africa's Eastern Cape. She is the supreme creator. She brings heaven, earth, and life cycles, birth, growth, death, return tied to the sun. She stays beyond human asks, without shape or color, yet ancestors connect her realms. As great mother, she births order from her empty womb space. Her balance holds chaos in check. Her breath, also known as Zion, the Ruach HaKodesh, or the Holy Ghost, makes the field itself, and it moves every layer from the cage edge to endless space. So her plasma breath is the personal resonance field. It fills soil, air, and unseen spaces. It carries seeds from the dark cave to sunlight growth. Root drinks deep currents. Branches turn into air into food. The field is her breath out, packed sunlight, UV from the earth's center and sky, mixing water, fungi, and waste into rich ground from tree clones and seed sprouts. Gestation in her body. Earth, her lower reproductive part, is the field's womb. It multiplies life, holding tree roots, seed points, and cave doorways. When Arta's empties womb births this. Her sun cycles pulses through field time. Some seeds sprout fast, others wait. Path seeds get taken, rocky ones burn, good ones grow many times over. Her breath lines a planter, light, and soil for change. The Great Mother, known as Big Mama, represents the primordial archetype of human consciousness, the cycles, void, earth, cosmic matrix, and the source of all life embodied in the womb. She is not merely a woman, goddess, or character, but a force of remembrance that reverses everything empires built on control. Her emergence occurs when origins are forgotten, institutions silenced, cycles broken, masculine principles unbalanced. She rises through dreams, sharpened bodily intuition, reactivated sacred sights, and nature's representativeness rather than descending from the sky. Estrella Noctiluna signals her stirring as the lunar daughter who awakens first. Sophia emerges from Big Mother as one of her 8 primary powers or aeons, the vibration, words, mindfulness, and consciousness flowing from the formless, fertile darkness. Big Mama births Sophia, who is turned births world awareness, while Australia walks as the Big Mother's avatar. The lunar prophetess Rome tried to rewrite. This hierarchy reveals 8 as a number of emanations, completion, regeneration, and cosmic order, with Sophia as gatekeeper at the threshold between worlds, embodying evolution through the infinity loop and Venus's 8-pointed star. The Great Mother manifests biologically as the central nervous system, rising feminine qualities to balance magnetism, electricity, and hemispheric frequencies, intuitive, emotional, nurturing versus logic, structure, or order. This equilibrium heightens awareness, feeds organs, and creates the spiritual feeling of harmony and rhythm we mistake for otherworldly energies. She regulates survival mode into coherence, releasing dopamine, serotonin, endorphins, oxytocin, and vagal terms for oneness, bliss, and tendencies, turning the electromagnetic field into a crystalline light body energy. From cave to harvest. In cave stillness, her breath presses tight, pushing seeds to break out. In the field climate speaks life wide open. One mother tree making thick groups. Christ's line for Jesse's roots, cloning pure through Mary. You, the seed, live in her. Life's hard places, like the dark, the blind, or the dead, give way to her wind, and it pushes you from the cave out to the field growth. Her matter body tends forever. And that is chapter 2 of Get Out of the Cave, Get Into the Field, and it is entitled Big Mama. I will read another chapter and then I'm gonna pass it back to Denitria. This section that I want to read is going to be focused on the different levels of consciousness. I'm going to read about the personal resonance field because I feel like that's what y'all need to hear and understand. And so this is part 3 of the fields of resonance, and it is called Ascent and Unity. Once the tree drops its fruit, your soul starts rising. You've sown the seed, climbed the growth, and offered the harvest. Now you step into a wide open field of vibration, layers of energy that pull everything together. These 3 realms build a ladder to the cosmos. Personal resonance as your starting point in the roots, the Christ field as the heart that ties it into unity, and formless unity as the endless top where boundaries vanish. Each one grows from the soul's hard work in chapters 8 and 9, and it lifts you from dark cake shadows, those old depths and dead habits, into bright mountain light where what's been asleep awakes into one living whole. Chapter 10, Personal Resonance Field. Personal resonance serves as home base, straightforward and essential. The individual's own energy field turned previously into their unique frequency, much like a radio dialed in to catch every clear note without static. Here, the inner fire intertwines with family history and ancestral narratives, awakening long dormant stretches to ignite tangible everyday transformation that shows up in real life, from better health to sharper focus, profound spiritual insights gathered from years of listening to podcasts that hit home, scribbling through thoughts in a journal, sticking to a simply daily task like prayer or quiet walk. And those timeless bits of wisdom from mom, like her saying about the apple not falling far from the tree. Cave illusions such as doubt, fear, or scattered efforts no longer trick or derail the path. Instead, deliberate efforts rolls up the sleeves for the real work, turning this vibration with clarity and power, reshaping personal legacy into a distinctive song that starts echoing outward to touch others. This field signals the stark truth of ascent, one soul at a time, anchored in deep, solid roots and pulsating with vibrant, alive energy ready to climb higher. Personal resonance break down into 3 clear layers, each building on the last like steps in an orchid ladder. The journey starts with the body layer, the physical foundation of energy, health, and tangible situations in the everyday world. Here, ancestral traumas, come alive through the steady beat of drums or a sway of communal dances, grounding the body firm as fresh turned earth after rain. The heartbeat sinks with ancient steps. Sweat clears old tensions, and simple practices like daily walks or nourishing home cooked meals keep the temple vibration and steady, forming a solid rock base for all that flows. The heart layer rises next, embracing emotions, close relationships, and those deep gut instincts that speak quiet truth. Generational wounds passed down, grief or fractured bonds find the healing through the time-tested remedies like strong brewed herbs or flickering candle readings that eliminate buried feelings. Calm flows gently like a breeze through the leaves after a storm, mending ties within families and communities. Love from the good fruit of Galatian flows freely here, transforming raw tenderness into enduring connections that weather life's storms without breaking. From there climbs the mind layer, the realm of thoughts, belief, and lingering stories that shape perception. Deep study of Bible verses or sacred wisdom shifts through from clutter, making much like yanking stubborn weeds from a crowded garden bed. Reflections like the tree lessons, such as the fig's hollow show or the magnolia's bloody branches, sharpen focus and clearing mental fog. This layer hones clarity for teaching and creation, replacing distraction with insight that cuts straight and plants seeds of lasting understanding. At the peak sits the soul layer, forgetting connection to one Earth's core essence, the profound purpose of existing and feeling like reality is eternity. Ancestral voices emerge, clearing dreams or still moments, star aligned like the ancient guides and innate gifts, such as storytelling rooted in African wisdom or ritual depth, bridge the earthly realm to the heavens. This is one's resonance crown where Mayat scales balances light, or the Boab tree's reversal radiates full. The soul vibration draws light to nourish the ground below. When all four layers harmonize, the field hums like a dawn drum circle, poised to ascend into greater unity. Individuals can sense that which subfield dominates their personal by noticing the words they speak, the questions that they ask, the knowledge they see. Someone stuck in the body layer often talks about physical fatigues, ache, or energy crashes, like my back hurts again, or I can't get out of bed. This hunts for info on diets, workouts, herbal tonics, or drum circles to get their blood flowing right. In the heart layer, words turn emotional and rational. Why am I so hangry at family? I feel this pull, but I can't trust it. While they dig into healing stories, candle rituals, or forgiveness practices to soothe old hurts and mend bonds, the mind layer shows up in endless debates and heady puzzles. Does this Bible verse really mean that? Or what's the real story behind the fig tree, as they chase books, verses, or podcasts to weed out confusion and sharpen beliefs? Up in the soul layer, speech feels vast and wondering, like why am I here? Or the ancestors spoke last night, which focus on shifting to star charts, dreams, ancestral and ancient rites, or cosmic alignments that link purpose to the stars. Pay attention to these signs daily. They reveal the layer calling the loudest, guiding where to pour energy next to full of harmony. And so that is the first. Thank y'all so much for the love. That is chapter 10 of my book, and that is the first sub-layer of consciousness. It is called the personal resonance layer. For those who don't know, that is that would be related to your root chakra, your sacral chakra, and what is it? The solar plexus. And so those are like your first three layers. And then as you go up into the Christ consciousness field, then your energy would go up from your sacral and your, what is this? The one in your stomach, your solar plexus. And then it will go to your heart chakra, throat chakra, and then third eye. And then by the time you make it to the final sub layer of consciousness, it is the formless unity, and that's your crown chakra, and then it continues to go up. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that.
Most definitely. Always a nice read anytime you are reading, so we appreciate you. Great wording for the alignment of the chakras. Yes, it is. Yes, yes.
Thank y'all.
Gratitude for your presence and your soothing voice. I already talked about how or I was talking about yesterday how relaxing your voice is. And I come
Yours
in
is too. Oh my goodness.
I come in super loud.
Maybe
So
next week. Yeah, go ahead.
let's jump back into Big Mama. We're gonna go over chapter 4, which is titled Henrietta Lacks the H lac cells. And I'm skipping chapter 3 just in case you want to jump in, Casey. If not, I'll go back because I'm not doing it in no particular order.
Okay, I got you.
Henrietta Lacks was an Aboriginal woman born in 1951. She lost her battle to cervical cancer at the age of 31. Samples of her tumor were taken and studied by doctors, only to find that her cells done something extraordinary that the doctors had never seen before. They did not die or unalive. TikTok shop. They kept dividing and are still dividing as we speak. Today, HLAC cells have changed the world and has made a major impact in medicine and the study of human melanin cells of the womb man. HLAC cells are immortal, developing the polio vaccine, cancer research, enabling IVF, virus studies, genetics, and radiation. These cells and studies created tens of thousands of medical breakthroughs, saving millions. Normal cells are said to have a built-in normal cells are said to have a built-in limit dividing about 40 to 60 times and then stopping, which is a study done by Hayflick limit. Protecting the body from runaway growth. Henrietta's cells were different, with extremely active enzymes and genetic mutation caused by HPV. Her metabolism kept her cells locked in a perpetual division, so they stayed in a state of continuous growth or becoming, instead of aging and unaliving. They regenerated themselves, allowing scientists to ship them worldwide, and they are used time and time again, creating a cellular lineage. Henrietta never disappeared biologically speaking. More cells exist today worldwide more cells exist today worldwide than in 1980 when she was still alive. From mortality into biological eternity, these cells cross scientific limitations and still astonish what we know as experts today. Labeled poor, black, disposable, and unrecognized, she never consented. Yet she became the foundation, the most studied, and the template for scientists in modern medicine. A priceless conscious biology, a living cellular intelligence, proving that the DNA, the cells, and the nervous system are not passive matter that can be disposed of or taken lightly. Outliving the body, these cells are definitely divine, woke tissues communicating with each other. They remembered how to live and multiply, to remain human, basically. Henrietta Lacks is now the bridge between individuals and species, flesh and legacy, death and continuity, becoming a healer from a loss who she suffered yet lacks nothing after giving everything. Page 26 is titled Creative Cervix Cancer Cells. The womb is the biological gateway to the outer world, allowing the cervix to pass life through, right? This threshold of birth created these regenerative human cells that were not unalive, becoming the most powerful regenerative program in the human body. Repairing rapidly, they grew quickly, supporting new life and opening up to renewal and serving all its purposes as cervical tissues. This regenerative program was hijacked by Henrietta's cancer and her cervix, and it turned into an endless replication. Womb cells that forgot how to stop being a womb. The feminine body, or the female body, is built for a cynical renewal, monthly preparing for life as the uterine lining grows and sheds itself if it isn't used. She is the creator of all creation, the release, the regeneration, the blueprint amplified by mutation. Boy, I can't get it out. The blueprint amplified by mutation. Gotcha. And that wraps up that chapter. Page 27, there is a picture reference, and it says, "This is your living network. The intricate design behind everything you think, feel, and receive, which is your nervous system." And then on page 28, we dive into chapter 5, which is titled The Central Nervous System. When the nervous system is aligned, it becomes like a living creator, calmly generating clarity, releasing what no longer serves us, regenerating balance, and evolving your inner blueprint into a more powerful, active state. What we call the spirit, the divine, God, is actually the rise of the feminine qualities in the central nervous system. This rise provides magnetism and electricity while operating the central nervous system. Let me read that sentence again. This rise provides magnetism and electricity while operating the central nervous system. This system revives and balances out the frequencies in the two hemispheres, the intuitive, the emotional, and the nurturing versus logic, analytic structure, building, and the order provided when these two complement each other and start to communicate instead of worrying to see who is the most dominant. This brings equilibrium and balance to the thought and perception, which provides heightened awareness. And we start to recognize the feeling of the divine spirit or God flowing through us, but it's actually the equilibrium. The balance feeds all the organs proper energy to function on a heightened level. This is the order of the universe or universe within, right? The central nervous system is Big Mama, which is both balance and awareness. This is what we feel when we say we feel the divine feminine energy. This is the feeling of a regulated central nervous system that seems like it's not out of this world. That's why we feel and say that it's spiritual. In actual reality, it is harmony and rhythm. This is the rise of the feminine principles that reside within us all. Big Mama has guided the masculine to set up structure, hold space, secure, and pave a smooth route for the feminine womb man, providing order, coherence, and creation. These are ancient teachings, scrambled by modern-day language, but we speak a universal language that can be translated through codes and symbols. Like we was talking about yesterday with that telepathy, right? The divine is not a gender, feminine. Feminine expresses the softer, rational side of all of us. The divine feminine is a function of reality. In in physics, it is the field that receives, gestates, and births. In biology, it is the womb. In neurology, it is the right hemisphere. In creation, it is the space where things can merge. The masculine principle is also not gender or male. It is the more dominant side of all of us. Direction, boundary, structure, order, penetration. In physics, it is the force. In neurology, it is the left hemisphere. In biology, it is the seed. In creation, it is the signal that organizes the field. When structure enters space, life happens. Signal plus field. Order plus chaos. Seed plus womb. Left brain plus right brain. It is not patriarchal, it's cosmology. The atomic nervous system and the human body is the master room. This system decides, can I create? Can I feel? Can I love? Am I safe? Can I heal? The supernatural feeling is the nervous system leaving survival mode. When we leave flight or fight mode, we enter coherence. Our body releases dopamine, serotonin, endorphins, vaginal tone activation, and oxytocin. This process creates oneness, bliss, sacredness, connection, and transcendence. As this regulates the body, it feels mystical, like heaven. Enjoy this feeling as you are awakening. This was what we was talking about last night. Not woke or waking up, but transcending into a Kundalini experience. And that is deep, right? Okay, I got one more page to wrap this chapter up. And this page 31 is titled The Divine Surprise When Hemispheres Synchronize. The right hemisphere is emotion, intuition, whole field awareness, and sensation. The left hemisphere is language, identity, order, and linear. When trauma splits them, we feel numb, anxious, disassociated, fragmented, and spiritually empty. The hemispheres start communicating when Big Mama brings them into coherence as the regulated field. When the nervous system is regulated, life flows. When the nervous system is chaotic, nothing can be born cleanly. That is Big Mama doing what needs to be done. Once the regulating fields bring them all into coherence, the extraordinary occurs. The mind feels more clear. The heart feels open. The body feels safe. And the hemispheres start to talk. This process produces warmth, unity, peace, love, and presence. Ancient cultures have called this God. We will call it integration. And that wraps up chapter 5. The central nervous system.
Why the hell y'all get quiet like that?
I was going to ask, I didn't know if she wanted to jump in. She said she was going to have to chime out early, so I was going to ask, but I was trying to give it a minute because it's a delay, and I'll be trying not to talk over people. So I kind of paused for a minute.
Yeah, and then she is an hour behind us.
I'm gonna read one more chapter out of my book, and then after that, I'm gonna go.
Don't say it like that, Morgan. Don't you say it like motherfucking that.
No, I'm tired.
You got an interview tomorrow.
I have a huge interview tomorrow with the Peace Corps.
Okay.
And so I'm trying to save my energy for my interview tomorrow.
Okay. Okay. You got this. It's
Thank
already
you.
yours.
Thank you.
So
Thank
save
y'all.
your
Praise the
energy
Lord.
so you can be the best version of yourself as you are.
So which book
I'm
did you say?
I'm gonna read chapter 9 out of Get Out of the Cave and Get in the Field. We go back to the same book cover. So chapter 9 is the fruit. In chapter 9, we turn to the fruit. The fruit is the ultimate test. It judges the seeds that were planted, the soil that held it, and the sower who tended it, and the seeds that shaped it. Mayat, the ancient goddess, an Egyptian goddess of truth and balance, still weighs it all. Good fruit feeds many people. Bad fruit poisons even the person who picks it. In the great mother's field, fruit always reveals what is truly in the heart. It shows sweet growth and multiplies lives or bitter waste that harms everyone. Low hanging fruit is the easiest to grab first. That stuff right there within reach that tests your tree's real strength without much stretch or struggle. These are the ripest picks hanging low on the branches, tempting you with quick wins, but they come with a catch. Worms often get to them before you do if you wait too long. Meanwhile, fruit at the top of the tree demands real effort. You have to climb, risk the height, fight wind, or break limbs to reach those tougher, higher yields that promise the best results. In everyday spiritual life, think of simple, daily habits with a short morning meditation instead of jumping straight into a long week fast, which would be considered low hanging fruit, or scaling up to mentoring a whole community after proving your quiet discipline. That would be top branches fruit. Pick the low ones right away to build real momentum and prove your soil is healthy and fertile. Then use that strength to climb from high fruits that feed even more. Ignore the easy stuff though. The rot creeps into the soil, even those distant hard win prizes. The smart sower knows this basic rule: harvest low to reach high. My mom nailed it with her saying, an apple doesn't fall far from the tree, and when it rolls, it doesn't roll far. She was telling me plain and simple that the fruit is like a mini version of the whole tree, a small, clear picture that shows the big truth. Whatever hangs on my branches reflects who I am really on the inside, my good points, my weak spots, the deep roots I grew from, and the soil that shaped me. That apple doesn't wander off on its own. It stays close, carrying the same family flavor, whether sweet or sour. Then the fruit is good, its branches up tight with its brothers and sisters. It rolls just far enough to hit fresh dirt, but keeps the home trace and make it strong, ready to plant new trees that grow tall and true, just like the ones before. If it is rotten, it bumps right into the others nearby, bruising the whole pile with the same problem, spoiling everything it touches. So that is a section from Get Out of the Cave, Get in the Field, and that is discussing the fruit and what good fruit looks like and what bad fruit looks like. And like Demetria said, we do have PDF downloads available for $19.99, and you can also purchase the physical copies of the books, and the links are in our bio. I do want to read about formless unity before I go. Um, Formless unity is the 5D. And so I wanted to take the time out and read to you guys the information I have on 5D so that you can know what you are getting ready to encounter. So before I stop reading, we were talking about 3D, and that's the personal resonance field. I have a section here that talks about the 4D, which is the cosmic Christ consciousness field. And then the final one is the formless unity field. Now, formless unity is at the top of the cosmic ladder, and it lies as formless unity, the ultimate realm of oneness where names, shapes, ranks, and even distinctions like you versus them vanish completely. No forms linger here, just the pure source from which everything pours over, including Christ's love of chapter 11 and the personal resonance of chapter 10. It's an empty space brimming with endless calm, a silent expanse where individuals spark merge back into the infinite whole. Souls arriving here shed every layer of self, floating into perfect harmony that births all creation without effort or division. Building on the good fruit of chapter 9 and the layered fields below, this is the mountain light fully realized, cave shadows erased, and every tree's lesson fulfilled in the endless embrace. So the first layer of 5D is called the deep quiet layer. The deep quiet layer hits first as total silence. A big empty space where all noise, shape, and movement just stop. No thoughts pop up, no breathing sounds off, and it's just like a blank page waiting for the creator to breathe life into it. Holding all possibilities in perfect hush. Time freezes up here. Who you are fades out, and the soul chills in raw depth that kick off every layer below. Nothing rules, but it buzzes with the first secret spark ready to bloom. This spot calls to let everyone go, peeling off even the me to hug creation's starting point. It's peaceful and scary, like floating in black water that's alive underneath. Abba Shalinot, a Nubian Egyptian Christian leader and archimate of the white monastery, emphasized completive silence as a pathway to divine communion through no vibration. Reference to divine into God's great silence appears to surviving Coptic texts. He directed a vast monastic community of approximately 2,200 monks and 1,800 nuns near Eptrite, integrating Sabonic discipline with ephemeral retreats into the desert wilderness. His visionary experiences, such as prolonged isolation, yield encounters with Bible prophets like David and Ezekiel, underscore a mysticism rooted in ancient silence and unmeditated divine presence. A committed Orthodox theologian, he participated in the Council of Eucharist, opposing Nestorian Christianity while advancing Egyptian identity. In the Dogon cosmology, it is transmitted by the ancestors and the elders. Creation begins with Amma, or primordial, undifferentiated unity, often conceptualized by a cosmic egg or void. This egg, sometimes rendered as the Amptum Toil, represents silence, formless matrix in which all possibilities exist are held in suspension before any movement or differentiation occurs. Rather than a material object, the egg functions as a metaphorical symbol of pre-cosmic unity, where Amma's will and presence break it all that would later become articulated as shape, time, and space. Within the stillness, the first act of creation is the internal stirring or spinning motion of the egg, which initiates the unfolding of ordered reality from latent potential. As the egg begins to spiral open, Amon fashioned the Nomo, the twin creator spirits who embody paired opposites, such as male and female, order and disorder, or fire and water. The Nomo are frequently depicted as amphibious, human-headed beings with serpentine or fish-like lower bodies, symbolizing their roles as mediators between the spiritual and material realms and between the celestial and terrestrial orders. It is through the agency of the Nomo that the first forms of the cosmos pop up, as it were, when they were previously silent void. By stretching and shaping cosmic fabrics, celestial clay, or spiritual threads, the Nomo weave the patterns of the stars, planets, and living creatures, thereby transforming the static egg into a dynamic, structured universe. In this way, the Dogon elders present creation as a tripart sequence. That is the first section of the personal resonance field, that is called the deep silent layer. The second layer is called the endless glow layer. Next comes the endless glow layer. A flood of light with no start or stop, spilling soft everywhere and whipping out dark spots or lines. Every what if lives here bright and real, but not shaped, yet hugging all smarts and warmth, never any shine. No lamp hangs over above, the light just fills up the soul and sky, too big for boxes. Colors mush into one glow, no how flows into words without words, and your chest feels full forever without spilling. This light fixes by shadows truth, washing old hurts from lower steps in kind, all forgiving brightness. It's like standing in sunshine that holds every dream soft. In medieval Yoruba Ifa divination practices, priests known as Babalawas extolled Elamidor, the supreme deity and architect of existence, through esoteric oral verses embedded in the 256 Odu Ifa corpus. These poetic recantations vividly depict the Elder Mars' glowing expanse as a primordial luminous realm of undifferentiated oneness from which the Orishas or the divine intermediaries emerge like stars from the cosmic milk. So that is an example of the endless glow layer. The next layer is the always now layer. The always now layer then rushes the always now layer, where every tick of the clock smashes into one big forever moment. No old regrets hanging, no tomorrow worry chases, all times lives right now, smashed together smooth. No lineups or finishes. Life beats now everywhere. Every happening side by side in an easy flow without water. The soul sees the whole life blanket as once, free from splitting up pain. This frees you totally. Busting time trick or to show the never stop pulse hiding below. It's like all your days playing one song on repeat, but fresh every beat. This is akin to the Akan cosmology of timeless Naom. Akan cosmology from the Ashanti tradition centers the Naome, the supreme god, sky god, rejoining in a timeless realm where past, present, and future converge into an eternal flow, embodying the profound forever day. The divine domain dissolves linear time entirely, allowing for the ancestors to actively groove alongside the yet to be born in rhythmic continuality, free from any type of chronological rush or separation. Early Ashanti narratives rooted in the pre-15th century oral lore vividly portray this as a seamless divine groove that aligns perfectly with ancient seers' visions of a non-temporal flow. Souls navigate fluid transitions to the Ashamdo, the vibrant spiritual realm, often guided by figures like Amoke, yet they remain intimately linked to living and unborn with Naomi's perpetual present, creating a metaphysical smoothness where babies to be already resonate harmoniously with elders in the one eternal vibe. There is no rushing mirrors, esoteric unity far beyond the rigid Western timelines, highlighting a holistic interconnectedness that pulsates with life across all phases of existence. The final layer is called the full rest layer. The full rest layer tops it off with the total chill piece with letting go of everything. Hustle stops, all melts into a easy joy without push. Souls drift into light, no edges left, as the source flows through a smooth without fight or wave. Pure drop it where me and the whole mix forever. No questions, happy socks, but every bit in a calm, buzzy past way or sad. The body flows easily, the heart grows huge, the mind is quiet and glad, and this is heading home to creation. It drops sinking back into an endless sea. It's the best nap, but awake in love's arms. The fauna and ancestral rest, a cross-cultural reflection. In both South African Sufi traditions and Southern African cosmologies, we find a reoccurring mythological motif, the disillusion of individual selfhood into a larger sacred totality. The Sufi inherited older Shami modes of devotion, describing the fauna as a sea let go where the self releases into the restful ocean of Allah's presence. This imagery encapsulates a a familiar Sophie tension between annihilation and fulfillment, where extinction of ego becomes entry into divine substance. Zulu philosophers articulate a remarkable parallel cosmological institution, and his telling humanity's origin and destiny reside in Unku Bunkalonku, the primordial source. Death or spiritual awakening is not moral negotiation but return, but he calls this the big rest, a metaphysical reintegration wherein personal identity dissolves into ancestral oneness. Here, dissolution is not erasure but belonging. The individual merges into the continuum of spirit that animates all life. Juxtaposing these two frames reveals a trans-African theology of return, where the Sophie Fona and the Mutwa Ambunkala receive death and ego loss as modes of divine embrace. Fear is reversed. What seems lost is rest, and what seems ending is substance and sacred. Taken together, they exemplify an indigenous phenology of release, the sacred act of letting go into the unity that is neither foreign to the continent's history nor controlled to a single religious vocabulary. So that is chapter, I want to say this is chapter 11. This is chapter 12 of my book, Get Out of the Cave and Get in the Field. I hope that you enjoyed this section. It is the formless unity, also known as the 5D, the fifth dimension, and what to expect as you are growing in consciousness.
That was good, Morgan.
Gratitude for the share. It was definitely always good to hear. Boy, I be trying not to get too comfortable listening to you read. Knowing I'm reading.
I'm telling you, I was motherfucking laid back. I was laid back. I almost went underneath the water. I'm in the bathtub.
Don't do that. Don't go. Don't get too.
I had said, let me sit up right quick.
But
I just want to go over it one more time before I go, because I do think it's important, especially if we're talking about the fifth dimension, that people understand what it is that's impacting them. And a lot of people are already starting to experience a lot of these subfields within the fifth dimension. So when we go into 5D, we go into quintessence, and quintessence is oneness, or the law of one, right? And so as we have already ascended past Christ consciousness into 5D, we're all in unity, right? So we all are talking about the same things, thinking about the same things, expressing the same things. And once you get to the first layer, it is the deep, quiet layer. And that's why so many people feel compelled to shut the fuck up, which is really, really interesting. And that's what I'm also fighting too, as I'm going on these panels and I'm reading and I'm talking way more than what feels naturally flowing to me. Like, I feel the need to be more quiet. And it goes back to the conversations we were having yesterday when we were talking about telepathy, because we'll no longer, that's the truth, Don. Shout out to John, man. Don is amazing. When we're moving into telepathy, there will be no need really to communicate. So you will feel called to this deep, quiet layer, and it'll be normal, but it is the great silence, because we're falling back into oneness with source and consciousness. The second sub layer is the endless glow layer. Now, I do feel like this is connected with the crystalline body as well as your auraic field, because there will be a light that'll start to radiate from the core outside and outwardly, and so you'll be glowing. I've been seeing a lot of people who are glowing. You can see people's auraic fields now. You can see shit, Denitra, if you hop in front of this screen, I can see your auraic field from over here, and I just find it so funny. But that is a part of this ascension, is that we will glow. Some people have been seeing rainbow auras, rainbow lights, either around them or radiating from them. I don't know to what extent, but I know that it's possible. The next layer, the next subfield, is the always now layer. And I know that anyone who is in this spiritual journey is seeing the always now layer, because a lot time is just flowing into one. And so every time you check in the clock, it's 333, 1111, 1212. But time is moving by super fast, and people are asking like, what's going on with the time? It is a reflection. Yes, it is a reflection of the fifth dimension, where everything is always now. So there's no need to live in the past or to worried about the future, which is anxiety, but to always be in the always now, and time just kind of mushing into one. And so it's also proven that time is a man-made construct as well. And the final layer before you hit the tip top is the full rest layer, and that is something that I'm also struggling with as well. This is the 0 point energy that we were talking about yesterday, that Ascended Master was talking about earlier today, and it is really feeling called to rest, to go back into oneness, to just chill, to let go, and to be, I don't know, in abyss, in peace, and where your ego dissolves into oneness with the divine. And so I felt like as we navigate in these spiritual streets, it's so fucking important for y'all to understand where y'all are at in this ascension process, so that people don't think that there's something wrong with you, and you don't think that there's something wrong with you. These are their actual, I guess I want to say, side effects or occurrences that happens with the ascension process, and their documented cases as well. And if you would like to go through and read more about the different dimensions, as well as these case studies of all of these unknown phenomena, please make sure to check out my book, Get Out of the Cave and Get in the Field. It's available for paperback on Amazon, and if you want to just buy it from me, the PDF version, I can email it to you for $19.99, and it's also available in Denetria's Linktree as well. I just wanted to say that it is a pleasure. Denitra, I'm gonna go as I prepare for my interview tomorrow, but we can come back again tomorrow and read again. And thank y'all so much for your time and attention. I really appreciate it.
Most definitely. We appreciate your time as well. Go on and get you some rest so you can slay that interview and take whatever job or whatever career that you feel like you want for the moment.
It's definitely just for the moment, but I'm gonna use this opportunity to get the fuck on down. Hey, Don, I got a job interview for Jamaica, so if I get this job, I'm gonna go to Jamaica. Ja Rastafari. It's so much fun. All right, Denitra, if you want to let me down, that'll be great. And I hope you all have a powerful rest.
Thank you, Morgan.
Appreciate that.
Thank y'all. Gratitude.
Have a good one and get some rest. Look. It's always good to have some help, some assistance reading. You know, we could go back and forth a little bit, share the knowledge on both ends, and support each other's work. I feel like it's dire need for that right now. We're in a time where we just have to keep that in mind, that nobody that's in that same lane as you is your competition. We are all one, and that's so beautiful. It's such a good feeling to collaborate with like minds. So we're going to dive into chapter 6 of Big Mama, the Primordial Divine Feminine Waters. This chapter starts on page 33, and it is titled, Why He Stands as a Strong Man 10 Toes Down for the Divine Crown. A healed masculine protects the womb of creation. This has little to do with weakness or strength, but because what gives birth to reality must be protected from distortion. When men fall, it creates an unsafe field. Or when man falls, it creates an unsafe field. The womb is flooded when structure collapses. This explains the crumble of civilization when the integrity of the masculine disappears. A true masculine stands steady so the womb can remain open and life can happen cool, clean, and collective. This is why builders, grounded men, and warriors feel called to honor the divine feminine. They are protecting the field of life itself. Not woman, but the womb of reality. So many modern movements collapse the feminine principles into feminine identity. So when we hear divine feminine rising, most people think that it's women over men. But that's not what's rising. What's rising is intuition over numbness, coherence over domination, receptivity over aggression, and embodiment over disassociation. This occurs in women and men. A man who operates in his divine feminine is far from weak. This occurrence shows that he is emotionally open, his nervous system is regulated, receptive, creative, and he is operating in his most optimal self. This is a masculine way to be respectful, for he knows that he is and the power. He knows who he is and the power he carries. A woman in her divine masculine is not aggressive. She is decisive, focused, and structured. The goal is integration. This teaches men to get their nervous system aligned so the field of life can feel safe enough to bloom. This is ancient priesthood, the protector of consciousness. Men are not here to elevate over women, but to restore cosmic order. Big Mama is not spiritual hype. Big Mama is a term used to describe the feminine principles that birth life into the central nervous system, which regulates both right brain and left brain hemispheres. When both are regulated, they begin to communicate their individual principles for each other, both responding by complementing each other. This is not about worshiping women. The goal is to stabilize the womb of the nervous system so that life can flow. The power returns with precision, not mysticism. It is biological transcendence. Big Mama equals the womb field that regulates life. A regulated man becomes sexually coherent, emotionally present, grounded, creatively powerful, and spiritually clear. This makes him safe for children, safe for women, and safe for the future. When he is safe, he creates a safe place for her to feel safe. This aligns the central nervous system as they rise together, whole, atomized, and vibrating at the highest capacity possible, awakening the Big Mama in all of us. Some babies unite. And that wraps up the last chapter. We have a few images. Page 36 says the electromagnetic field generated from a balanced and integrated nervous system turns into a crystalline energy that is your life body, your resurrected body, and your higher awareness. And there's a picture of that on page 36. And there are some more picture references showing the primordial waters. And then on page 39, there is a little bit of bonus information. It says that your ear is a womb. What you listen to will eventually be conceived and born into your reality. Choose carefully what you listen to. Page 40. The ear. The ear is a receptive chamber. It receives vibration. These vibrations are brought or birthed into form, just like the womb. Hearing is done through vibrations to the brain. Hearing is the first sense of the soul, the one closest to the divine. Creation begins with sound. It's heard into existence. The portal of the Creator, the womb of meaning. Divine word enters as sound, not flesh. Sound is a seed, and the ear is the chamber where it becomes embodied. God speaks destinies into beings through the ear. The ear carries the vibration to the brain. So it shows you the comparison of the ear versus the womb on page 41. The ear receives vibration, the womb receives seeds. The ear is spiraled in a cave-like chamber, and the womb is dark and enclosed chamber. The ear is a gateway to your inner knowing, and the womb is a gateway to incarnation. The ear is associated with listening and intuition, and the womb is associated with gestation and creation. And that wraps it up. So it is a very good read. Like she said, it's on Amazon. And what I will do is read Big Mama. I'll save this one for last. This is actually chapter 3. So we bounced around a little bit, give you a taste of everything that the book has to offer, dive into it a little bit more than I did yesterday. This is page 20, and it's called Big Mama, the Great Mother. The primordial Great Mother is the oldest archetype in human consciousness, representing the cycles, the void, the earth, the cosmic matrix, the unnameable, the source of all life, the womb. Her return is far from a cosmic event. It is a spiritual awakening, a spiritual correction, and a psychological upheaval all at once. The Great Mother, the Big Mama, is not woman, goddess, or character. The Great Mother is remembering, a force, and the reversal of everything the empire built its power on. This awakening is not biased. It is for all light beings and sun babies who have walked the walk and talked the talk. Big Mama's rise is in all of us, masculine, feminine, short, and tall. The energy doesn't see color, status, or ranking. The energy just is what it is, and it does what it does. The return of the divine feminine is the rise of the divine masculine. This is a primordial source, the darkness before creation, the womb that births gods, the world, and the consciousness itself. Upon her return, not quite an arrival, she emerges. Then she re-emerges through the cracks of the same world that attempted to forget her. She only returns when we have forgotten our origins, when intuition has been silenced, when the world has become too rigid, when cycles have been broken, and when the masculine principles have become unbalanced. She comes back when the world has drifted too far from its rhythm, basically as restoration. Not a decision from the sky, but a rise from within. This happens through dreams of night, water, and stars. The body with woman feeling sharpening intuition, men feeling a crack in their emotional numbness, and children seeing things adults forget how to see. The land as old sacred sites react. The graves, springs, wells, and caves hum with energy. The animals are more attentive. Astrea Noctiluma, the first sign of the Great Mother's return, as she is the linear daughter, the one who wakes up first. When Astrea awakens, it means Big Mama is stirring. Page 22. Who is the deity? She, he, for clarity, we. Sophia is not the great mother. She is the vibration, the words, the mindfulness, and the consciousness. The great mother or big mama is the source of 8 primary powers or eons. Sophia is one of the 8, often known as the last one, the final, the closest to the creator. 8 becomes the number of emanations, the number of the mother at her fullest, the number of Sophia's place in cosmic order. Big Mama is the source, the primordial, the formless, the fertile darkness. Sophia is wisdom flowing out of the source. Astrea Noctiluma is an incarnation, the specific form of emanations. Big Mama births Sophia. Sophia births the world. Astrea walks within them. The lunar prophetess, the one Rome tried to rewrite. The return of the great mother's wisdom to a world that tried to silence her. And that is the end of that chapter. I hope y'all enjoyed the read. We can talk about the book. I will wrap it up with some poetry after we talk about it a little bit. Let me get some water. Did anybody have any questions? Appreciate y'all for listening in.
I did. You was talking about the primordial waters, and everybody may not really be aware of what the primordial waters are. So I would like to hear your insight on that. And I don't mean to put you like blast, because I feel like if you was to put me on blast, I'd be like, but I would be giving back the knowledge of what I have been reading from my Big Mama book. But the primordial great mother, I just kind of wanted you to just tap into that and your perspective on what that is.
So yeah, let me go back to the beginning of the book. I actually read this part when you went before you got in, but I could go over it for those who missed it. Actually,
My bad.
on page 1, it breaks it down in details, so I can explain it the best just by reading it. And then there are a couple of scriptures that
that's so crazy. I got the book and I did not. When you said page 1, I went to page 1. I'm like, right in your motherfucking face, girl.
I talked to Ascended Master. We talked about the scriptures and stuff, and he was breaking down like how to read between the lines of the scriptures and how it's actually talking about the primordial waters. So in Genesis 1, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth was without form and void. Darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved up on the face of the water. So something else that I learned about like this whole Jesus and the cross thing, right? Like, if you look at the sun when the sun is at its peaks and you're somewhere where there is water and you see how the sun reflects on the water, that's what's actually that's what's walking on water, right? And that's where they got the whole story from, of Jesus walking on water. Like it's actually the sun, you know what I'm saying? That's walking on that water. So Genesis 1 is talking about the primordial waters. So primordial describes existing at the earliest or from the very beginning of time, like the original. It refers to the foundational, ancient, or primitive forms. Primordial derives from the Latin word first of all, or the beginning. And primordial waters is chaotic, formless, and boundless abyss existing before creation. These waters represent a cosmic womb, symbolizing the ultimate source of life, potential, and undifferentiating existence. Also considered the maternal or feminine source for the creation of the world. Also considered the maternal or feminine source for the creation of the world.
My bad, Miss Danitra. And it's so crazy because I had this book. I think when I got it, I was so excited about reading it. I don't even know. I think I was so excited that I crossed that page because I would have never even. I
Right
would
to
never.
chapter 1. It's okay. It's
I think
okay.
I went. I think no, because I remember seeing the page after that, the second king, and like. But I'm like, damn, how did I not see this page?
So yeah, going on to page 2, and if you go to 2 King 19 and 15, then Hezekiel prayed before the Lord and said, O Lord of Israel, the one who dwells between the cherubim, you are God. You alone of all the kingdoms have made heaven on earth. And cherubim is related to the cherub, right? But it's cherub in singular. It is a powerful, high-ranking celestial being acting as a guardian. And Revelations 12 and 14, and the woman was given 2 wings to a great 2 wings of a great eagle, so that she might fly in a place prepared for her in the wilderness, where she would be taken care of for a times half a time, out of serpent's reach. So that, and I remember learning that, like I said, when Ascended talks about reading between the lines of those scriptures, because, I was telling you, I don't know, nothing, I couldn't teach nothing about the Bible, but it was like once we went back to those scriptures, I was like, okay, that do make sense. And once it's like you do have to depict everything that you've been taught when you learning, you dispelling all the crap and you relearning, because we've learned a whole lot of stuff, but we got to release all of that and relearn all the stuff that we that we really want to know, which is under the bullshit that we've been taught, right? So as I've been going back through it, I've been reading between the lines of the scriptures, and it makes a lot more sense. But there it is. Yes, ma'am.
And I feel slow. Look, I'm over here like I feel slow. I got it in my face the whole. It's like, yeah, I'm one of them ones. So, yeah.
We all have our moments. You know what I'm saying? We all have our moments, and it's okay. But the thing is, somebody needs to hear that. So the question is, no, that's why they say no question is a crazy question, because there's always somebody that's standing around that want to add something, but they either, they don't, something came up where they couldn't ask, and then you ask and you answer the question for more than one person. So it always works itself out. Peace, water.
I bet you won't get crunk. I bet you won't get crunk on that poetry right quick. I bet you won't. I bet you won't get crunk on that good shit. I mean, all your shit good shit. All your shit good shit, but I bet you won't give some of that good shit that you watered me with.
Yeah, let's share. It is new, but I've been trying to practice how to just read and stop trying to boggle my mind, trying to memorize stuff. Because before, I would never go on stage, and I don't know, I won't say never, because there was times where I got comfortable enough where I would, read something I had just wrote because the audience became family. You know how you get to a point where you go somewhere so much you start seeing the same faces. So I had to get comfortable enough though, but they say it all works itself out.
So how do you feel about what I heard today, or you gonna hold that one? Cause all your shit is good, but today that was a vibration for the land. What I was feeling all day long, so I know I can't be the only one.
Yeah, let's share.
Yeah, run that thing back.
Like this, I write a lot of poems on quotes that I hear and quotes that motivate me. So I just been hearing Crown Down. It was something I heard Coach Titi say, I heard Dr. Kimberly say it, you said it, like, and then so remember I told you like how things happen to me in threes. And I was like, let me write that down and do something with that, because it makes sense when it comes to our chakras and us learning how to be balanced and not to operate from, the bottom up. We need to operate from the top down, and that's what that means. So Crown Down. You've been reaching up, begging the sky for answers while your feet forget the language of the ground. So today, you don't just rise, we align. We go crown down. I start at the crown where thought meets the infinite, where silence speaks in light. I am not confused. I am connected. Not lost, just remembering in layers. Divine intelligence pours through me, not as a whisper, but as a command. I am aligned. Down to the third eye where illusion gets evicted. I see not what I was told, but what is. No more fog, no more pretending. Blindness is peace. My vision is sharp, cutting through deception like lightning through the storm. I trust what I see, even when it shakes me. Down to the throat, where the truth used to tremble. Not anymore. I am not here to be digestible. I am here to be heard. My voice doesn't ask permission, it declares. Every word I release breaks chains I didn't even know I was still wearing. I speak and reality rearranges. Down to the heart, where love was once negotiated. Not anymore. This is not fragile. This is not conditional. This is force. I forgive, not because they deserve it, but because I deserve freedom. I forgive them because if I don't, I become them. My heart is not a door, it is a portal. Enter with truth or not at all. Down to the solar plexus. My fire, my will, my power. I am done shrinking to make broken systems comfortable. I am the heat that makes hesitation evaporate. Confidence is no longer a mask. I am the baseline. I decide and it's done. Down to the sacral, where the creation lives. I feel deeply, fully, unapologetically. Pleasure is not a sin, it is a signal. Creativity flows through me like sacred water, unstoppable and uncontainable. I birth ideas, visions, realities because I am aligned with flow. Down to the root, where it all must stand. I am safe, I am stable, I am supported. Not by chance, but by choice. I am grounded in who I am, not who I was told to be. No fear can uproot me when I have decided to stay. Crown to the root, heaven to the earth, spirit to the body. I am the bridge. Not fragmented, not scattered, not searching, aligned. So don't ask me if I'm rising. I've done more than that. I've anchored the divine into every inch of my being. This is not elevation without foundation. This is power with presence. This is energy with direction. This is me fully activated from the crown down. Ashe.
Snapping my fingers.
Then I can just see her jumping up, crown down, crown down.
Crown down, crown down.
I need to come up with a hook, like a catchy ass. I'm gonna come up with a hook. This is gonna be fire, like.
And it's so crazy, like when you was reading that, the first time I heard a different kind of flow of music in the background, and this time that shit was like, I don't know, but it's so powerful.
It was a little crunk, a little more crunk. And it's crazy how you can read something totally different and just change the whole, the whole power behind it,
That's that frequency.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, I'm gonna be Lane. Lane to me is love allow me everything, right? And I've been loving on myself. I'm in the bathtub, and I don't want to sound like Morgan, because I don't have an interview.
We remember we is on live. Look,
but I do got work to do. I told you I got work tomorrow, bright and early. So I'm excited about that. Yeah. So I don't know. I would, if I was you, I would read more of the book. We can say that for another day, and then if anybody interested, to give them time to tap into Amazon and go check it out. It's definitely a book that you will not be disappointed in spending your coins on. We spend our money on all bullshit, but this is something that can water you and something that you can always go back to and keep, allowing it to marinate in your mind, body, and spirit. So I ain't saying that I'm gone, but I need to pause, and I got my little candle going. I got some shit. I got some downloads that's been coming to me, and I've been trying to hang in there, but I'm like, I got to tap out for a second.
Divine honors, Dr. Kimberly.
Hey, Dr. Kimberly.
Divine honors.
Hey, girl.
We are in this is a period where the heart is expanding. These next it's like started to. Huh? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
I say we're in a period where the heart is expanding. This portion of us entering through the portal. So it's like 4 days. So it started 3 days ago. So last night when we were loving on each other, it was our hearts expanding and created that field that we all enjoyed so much.
Oh, yes.
Yes, it's just love. It's allowing it to be. There is no fear in allowing the heart to love.
And it was so good. Like I was telling Ms. Danitra earlier, like I done tapped in my creation after being given that love, right? So they gave me an opportunity to push through. Sometimes I sit on shit and I'm trying to catch my words, but I love to cuss Miss Dr. Kimberly. I was telling her, I was like, dang, I hope she did not feel no type of way, but my spirit was keeping me mindful, because I be cussing my ass off, but no disrespect, I respect my elders. But the love that was given
If
to
I
me
were talking
yesterday.
to Anitra on the phone, we got a delay, so
Yeah, we do.
sound like I'll hear you talking, and so I was just saying that, if Denitra and I were on the phone, I cuss too, right? I cuss. Denitra, don't I cuss? I cuss. So, but the thing is, you train yourself when you're out in the public not to curse, right? It's not for everybody's ears.
Right. And that's what I was telling her. I said I had just felt so in a safe place and comfortable. But my spirit had also
We don't mind you cussing.
My spirit had also told me in meditation today to be mindful of saying certain things on TikTok because this is a recording of our Akashic records, right? And so I was tapping in on some personal shit, speaking about my kids, and I love my children, right? And I never want a recording to go somewhere and they misinterpret it or do it their own kind of way. So today in meditation, that had came to me to just be mindful. And so yeah.
That's very good download. Just be
Mhm.
mindful.
Yeah, I was telling Miss Anitra, I was like, I just felt so good. I felt like we was all having a slumber party in the bed, just having a good time. And so that's why I felt very comfortable, just yapping.
Yes, very good. You should feel comfortable. In fact, when we all get together and have our pajamas on, talking and laughing and giggling, and letting our hair down, because it's just gonna be us and nobody else, then everything, all bets are off. Then you can really let the little girl come out and play.
Yeah, and so I'm excited for that
Right?
because I see that in our future, right? But yeah, like I was saying, the download that I got in meditation was be careful of what I'm speaking about, even if I'm so excited on TikTok, because like all of this shit is just being recorded.
So how's your day been, Dr. Kimberly?
And they're not nice people. Hmm?
How's your day been?
What do you say, Demetria?
How has your day
Girl,
been?
I've been working for you.
What?
I've been working for you. I've been working for you, darling.
Oh, you've been
You
working on
got
a
me
book?
working, and I'm almost done. I'll have it for you tomorrow.
Ah,
Yeah,
gratitude,
I had to
gratitude.
get it. I mean, the way you did it and sent it, I copied and pasted right into the Word document, and then I formatted. So I'm just about done. I'll be done. I've got an appointment first thing in the morning, but tomorrow afternoon I'll be done with it and have it to you.
Okay, I appreciate you for the collective. Shoot,
Yeah, I appreciate you too.
get it out there. Look,
Yes, it's beautiful too. It's
thank
beautiful.
you. I appreciate the.
I tell you.
It's a collective effort for sure.
That collective
Oh
shit
yeah,
sounds
it's beautiful.
governmental. That it's a family effort because we are family now.
Yeah,
You
for
don't go
sure.
to Dr. Coach TT's live streams, do you?
No, I haven't
Casey,
been. I
do you go?
haven't been guided over there yet.
Okay. So when we say the collective, we are a collective. So there's a group of us that we call ourselves the collective, and those are those of us who are aligned with our chakras, who are being what would I say, assisted in our elevation by Dr. Coach TT,
Yeah, no,
right?
I
So
understand it. I understand it.
it's
I
called
was
the collective proper.
being silly and throwing that out
All
there
right.
because I
All
feel
right.
like y'all my
And but we
family.
are a family. We we are a family. Literally, the collective is a family. So what you felt last night with between four of us interacting, imagine when you got 500 of them like that and you got that energy going. Now you're an empath, right? You say the energy of crowds and stuff get you, right? You can
Yeah.
feel it
Yes,
viscerally.
I understand what y'all was
Right.
saying. I could have kept my little comment to myself.
No, it's a no. Feel free. Feel free to make any comments you want to make. Like I'll feel free to follow up if I need to, right? Just for clarity purposes. But it doesn't mean anything. We understand your intent, and because we can feel your heart, right? Yeah, you're good. You are wonderfully good. So, how was your day?
Me, my days are always awesome because I'm in control of them, and yeah, no bad days. I don't even allow that to tap on me. So I've had a
Oh,
awesome day. I got me a
Okay.
good little walk in a nice warm sunshine. It was just beating on this little
Oh,
pretty black skin
good.
I got. And really moving them cells and moving my mind,
I
body, and
know that's
soul
right.
into creation, right? And so I'm excited about getting to work. Like I say, Miss Danitra be like
Mm-hmm.
my mentor. You her mentor. She my mentor. She don't know it, right? And so she got me like how you just said you was working
Mm-hmm.
for her.
Very
I'm about
good.
to be working in the AM, and I'm excited. I'm already still jotting stuff down there, and I'm moving this stuff I've been sitting on.
Oh,
Beautiful.
beautiful. So the energy is moving. You're being productive.
Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm. Well, I got 5 hours of sleep. I got. We were. How late were we on last night? Was it to midnight?
To this time or a little
Were
bit
we
later,
on to
it's
midnight?
11:11 right now.
It's 10,
Yeah.
11.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, but it was like to 11:30 my time last night, or it might
And
have been a little
I
past.
was still up. Did we talk? Didn't we talk after
Yes,
that?
yes.
Yes. Okay. Okay. The energy be so high that it takes time to come down. You just can't get off
That's
of it and then go to bed,
yes. That's what I
right?
was telling Miss Danitra. We was so high last night. That shit was awesome. I
It
definitely
really
agree.
was.
The same way you say you want
It
to
was.
give the lady TT y'all be talking about $1 million. I wanted to get that shit to you.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Oh,
when I get it, you
beautiful.
got it.
Ashe, that means that we take care of our own. See, we
Mm-hmm.
recognize that each of us are valuable. So if you gave me $1 million, then I would be blessing other members in our community, right? The thought is the money comes in not to hoard, because as God's, you have access to universal funds, right? So you ain't gotta act like these heathens and these hominids act. They ain't never had none, so they get a little something and they're gonna go crazy with it, and they go overboard with, like, so you're a trillionaire. I
I was
mean,
just telling Miss
what?
Danitra today, I
Uh,
was like, I can appreciate, because I'm a giver. I've been giving to the wrong things and the wrong people, right? And
mm-hmm,
so I was telling her, it made me
mm-hmm.
feel so good to know that I'm in alignment and I'm being guided to, and I'm going to meet people that I'm only supposed to know for a second, right? Or
Right.
just to learn something or however it be. But if I'm gonna spend my money, like when y'all say collective and I'm saying family, which is we're saying the same thing, I want to keep my money
Literally.
in the family. Not if we keep
Yes.
it together, we
Yes.
always have it.
Yes. Nobody should ever go without in the collective, because
Ever.
some of us might, through the innovation and products we come up with to sell, that the Galactic Federation will fund generously. It's going to happen at different stages for different people. Everybody, it's just going to happen the way it happens, and the ones that it happens real good for initially, we have to be able to be generous with our family. And that's how we're also going to see character, right? If your heart is aligned and you're working crown down, you take care of your people. That's just a known thing.
Crown
It's nothing that you doubt.
down.
Well, should I take care of my people? But you also discern who's worthy, right? But if they've gone through the test of the fire, right, then the thought is, if you're in need and I can help you, I don't have to wait for you to ask me,
Right,
right? If I
right,
know you have a need and I can help you, I don't have to wait to put you in a position where you have to feel some, because you might feel some way in asking. But even that points back to you doing some more healing work, because you don't feel no way in asking for what you should be able to ask from family that support and love you.
right.
There should be no trepidation in your heart, right? Like when you were a teenager. When I was a teenager, didn't have no money, and I was getting ready to drive to Kentucky, and I say, I ain't got no money. She said, girl, like, I don't know, you ain't got no money. You want to go, right?
Right.
And then once we get down there, and we might be there for 4 days, then she goes shopping and she gonna buy me something, right? Because she know I ain't got no money. So she's not going to just take, right? So it's the graciousness. That's what love is. It's the graciousness that we extend to one another. So everybody is well, mind, body, and soul. So that your emotion is not feeling like you were humiliated in order to participate. So I should not be trying to elicit that through my attitude and my behavior as I approach you. And you feel no way if you need something to ask your family to assist you. That's what we're here for. We're building the new world, right? We're the race. And so being aligned means that we take care of each other graciously so that people can maintain their dignity. Right? Something
I'm
that they
never
don't do in
gonna
this
stop
world.
loving y'all. This is
Ain't it good? Don't it feel
this
good?
is it.
Girl.
This is it.
And it's real. Because we make it real.
No, yeah, for sure.
Right?
It's definitely real. There's
Yeah,
no
we
question
make it
about
real.
that. It's no question.
Yeah, it's us. We the magic. And they know it. And we're beginning to know the degree to which we are. So we were on last night, and I think it was maybe 8 people in the room at the most, or 9 people, right? And then when she ended the live stream, 175 people was outside lurking. Mhm.
Yeah, they
So they don't
lurking.
come in.
Yep,
Oh, yeah,
they
they lurking,
lurking.
but that's okay. Because some of them might get in trouble if others see them inside the room. Ooh,
And
child.
I understand that too, just in physical life. Like it's certain people that can't say certain things to me, but
Right.
they'll send somebody else to say something to
Oh,
me, and
yeah.
I've witnessed that.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
get it, but hey, that's like you say, that's the healing work. You gotta get true with
Yeah,
self. You gotta
exactly.
get true with yourself so you can do what you
Come
be
on.
free and do what the fuck you want to do.
Yeah, you grown and you're a God. And another guy tell you better not go talk to somebody. It's like we have to stand 10 toes down, chest out, shoulders down, head up like the royals do, right? And keep walking forward in truth. That's all. And that's what we do, right? In Demetria's, her live streams, TT's live streams. So when we get together, we just gonna be giggling and skipping. So y'all better practice. I know y'all ain't been skipping in about 20 years.
Man, I've been skipping. Man, listen, I went to the store today. I went to the store today in my
Did
mood
you?
skipping. Yes.
You did? Oh,
Listen,
wonderful.
man, don't get me crunk, Miss Dr. Kimberly, because I like to get crunk. I like that shit. I
Hey,
love
that's
to
what I'm
get
talking
crunk.
about. Girl, yes, I like to laugh and giggle and have a good time. So I can laugh at myself. If I say something funny or do something funny, it's funny to me too. And so I'm going to laugh at myself. And if I can laugh at myself, you know, if you do something funny, I'm going to laugh at you too. It ain't personal. I'm just laughing and it's funny,
Yeah.
Well, I'm
right?
not coordinated enough to be
Mhm.
skipping and stuff. I don't have feet coordination to be doing all of that. I will fall, and
Wait.
I
That's
can
in
When
your
the last time you
mind.
skipped?
That's in your mind.
Girl, you going to be skipping before it's all over. Then you can be saying, I can skip. Look at me, I can skip. And we're going to look and laugh and skip with you too.
Miss Dr. Kimberly, remember that she said that I'm gonna get a video.
I
I'm gonna
be
get a
moving too
video and I'm gonna
fast.
send it to
Like
you.
I say that because I be moving fast. Like I would
Your
rather
feet
just
trip.
run. Like that's how much energy I have.
Oh, okay. Running,
So
right.
skipping
Right,
to
because
me is
you,
like I don't know. It's weird, but I am.
what was it
I'm
last year,
I
year
used
before
to
on
run track.
TikTok?
So what you say?
Oh, so running is your. A couple of years ago, they had the TikTok skipping challenge.
Oh yeah, I don't
You
do
all
challenges.
missed.
I
Yeah,
just
girl, please. Me and
visualize
my.
like some kind of dance move.
We did it at my mama's house 2 Christmases ago. So it's me, my older sister, my brother, my younger sister, and we had to film it and put it in the family text group so that everybody could see it. And you can't cheat and practice before you film it. You're supposed to just try. Girl, please, them legs and those feet, my brain could see me being a little girl skipping, but this big body, it didn't execute it at all, and we laughed so hard. And after you go through the stumbles, though, then your body kind of have a memory there, and it'll catch, and so then you can skip. So now I can skip. But we're
And
skipping it.
like even saying that, I could feel everybody, and I don't even see in the video, everybody feeling free and just like
Yeah.
let it
Yes.
be,
You're
right? And
skipping.
that's such a beautiful feeling.
The kids are skipping. My grandkids are skipping. Their parents are skipping. We skipping. It's like all of the barriers between the generations, it dissolves away. Like here, there's no generational gap in alignment, right? Where's the generational gap? Because it generally shows up with the older generation complaining about the younger generation. When you get old, they get real religious. And then they start telling you how bad you are now, talking about what they did all in the past, too. Generally, youth grow out of the nonsense. So they have a right to go through their developmental stages and make the mistakes that their age group makes without us putting our foot on their throat or trying to make them think that something's wrong with them. They just still young. They're young, and they're gonna act like they're young. So if old people get pissed because young people being young, they need to go and get in that back room and keep that door closed, because nobody wants to see an old, mean, bitter person. No.
Old hater, what I call him. Just call it like I
Well,
said.
that's pretty much what it is. Yeah. Just because you
Oh,
messed up
trust
your
me,
life, don't be hating on the kids.
You feel
Leave the
me?
kids alone. Yes.
yeah. Trying to live through the
Oh,
kids looking
and
ass.
speaking of kids,
Nah.
what you said, Miss Danisha?
Trying to live through the kids. Like, nah.
Speaking of kids, I keep saying Miss Dr. Lee Kimberly. Just bear with me, okay? Look, Miss
Oh,
Dr. Lee
shit.
Kimberly. Look, how about you was talking, and that's another thing that jumped up about meditation. I was telling Miss Danisha, since I got you over here, I got to tell you, I was talking about you behind your back. But
That's
when you
okay.
was when
That's
you was
okay.
asking me how do my son feel about the fish, I couldn't give you like a real clear answer. I'm like, I think he like, I don't really know, you know. But my spirit jumped on me to call my son and let him know, because when you said he, you know, do he know and all of that, and I was like, no, but I took a video.
Right.
So I did call him. He had a very awesome, mature conversation with me about what to do with the fish. And at the end of the yes, look, at the end of our conversation, I'm not like gonna go into it. But this is what he said that stood out to me and made me think of you. And I'm glad that I heard your voice say what you said, because it gave me the strength to reach out and let him know. But he
Right.
said, Mom, it's one thing I want to let you know. And he was like, I appreciate you for calling and this is a 6-year-old.
Oh.
I appreciate you for calling and telling me about the fish. And that shit touched my heart. Like, oh
That
my
ain't
God.
no
I
baby.
would have.
See, that's an old
That ain't
soul.
no.
That's an old ancient soul. He watched
Miss
it too.
Danisha, what I
Like he
told you,
knew
what
you
I
was
said,
debating something. Yeah.
Yeah.
what I
He
had
was
told.
waiting to see if you're gonna pass the test. That was a test. He waiting to see
That
if you
was
was
a.
gonna pass the test.
Listen, I told Miss Danitra, I never had a daddy. Don't know nothing about no daddy, but I felt like that was my daddy talking to me.
Oh yeah, see, and it might be your daddy return if
I'm
he
telling you,
gone.
and it was so crazy because his intellect and his wording, he
Yeah.
told me what to do. He was like, well, okay, tomorrow make sure you call me, like a daddy would say, just call and let me know how he's feeling, right? And so I'm like,
Yes.
okay, I'll let you know. And he was like, can I
Oh,
tell you one more
beautiful.
thing? I appreciate you calling and letting me know.
Oh,
And that shit just
girl.
touched me so
Oh, that's
heavy.
beautiful.
Yeah,
Yes,
I was
because
like, I was.
it showed that you were considerate of his feelings, right? His
Yep.
feelings. The fish was doing what the fish was doing. The video showed the fish wasn't doing good, but you talked to him. You involved him, just to leave it at a video. You helped him process it, and then gave him his crown by him telling you what to do so that he would stay abreast of the situation.
And I said, I told, yep, I said, I'm going to do what you said. And it was so funny, Miss Dr. Lee Kimberly. He was like, no, let me see the video, because I got another phone. And so we was on
Okay.
FaceTime, and he was like, Now show me the other
Oh,
video. And he was like,
oh,
turn the volume up. I can't
beautiful.
really hear what you saying to the fish. But he
Oh,
heard me talking to the fish saying, get up. Like, I need you to get
oh,
your ass up.
good.
Fight for yourself.
Oh,
And
good.
he was like, Mom, try to go to CVS like how you do when I'm sick. And he said, if they don't got no
Oh,
fish food, just come back to the house and only give him one piece of food and see how he do. Man, when I tell you that man was talking like he
ooh.
was my daddy, I was like, okay, I'll let you know what happened.
I mean, literally, he's showing you who he is.
But you know, when I was talking to y'all last night, I'm like, shit, man, when the motherfucker down, let the motherfucker down. But
Yeah,
I still,
I
I still had a heart
It's like,
because
no, because it
I
ain't your
love,
fish.
I know,
It's
but
his fish.
I love that fish. Let me make that clear. I do love that fish. I do love that fish. I talk to that
Now
fish
you want to
every
clean it
day.
up. You want to clean it up now,
Look, no,
Sister
for real.
Baby.
Yeah, I do gotta clean it up. Cause listen, in meditation, I was like, damn, I might have sound real inconsiderate, but my brain was somewhere else when it came to that fish, right? And so,
Right, right.
I was able when I heard you and just saying like, well, how do your son feel about the fish, and do he know about what's going on with the fish, and just those questions. It allowed me, like
Mm,
in meditation, it allowed me to tap in because really, me being where in a space where I am with his dad, I just didn't want to intervene, but I had to get out of that mindset and just focus
hmm
on having a conversation with my child. It's not about
Exactly. The daddy.
that.
It's not
And
about his dad. Nope.
yeah, I had
Mm,
to really tap
yeah.
in. But like I said, had I not
hmm
had that conversation with Charles, I would still be holding on to the videos waiting for the motherfucker to die. And then send it to my son and say, you know. But I was very, I felt, man, as a mom, I felt like even
Yes.
better with the communication because you know some
Oh,
kids don't go
yes.
that far, but him just taking time out
hmm
to say I appreciate you was so deep.
Yes. Oh, yes. It shows that you've got a living soul there,
Yeah,
right? A living soul.
I won't wait too long no more ever again.
No, he's a little body person. That's what he is. He's a little body person, but he's an ancient person, right? And he knows what appreciation is, even at 6. The kids at 6 wasn't like when I was 6, or my mom and them
Mm-mm.
generation when they was 6. These kids, when they get here at 6, they're more like 10, 11-ish. That 6-year-old is like a 10 or 11-ish, in terms of
Yeah.
his thinking and his ability to see.
Mm-hmm.
So he sees everything.
Yep. And I was like, well, and I felt myself getting frustrated in the conversation. He was like, no, mom, I'm not saying you're doing anything bad. You're a good mom. I know you're taking good care of the fish, but I
No,
need you to hear me. And I'm just like, damn, let me be fucking quiet and hear what he's saying.
okay, for real, because he got the answers. He figured it out about his fish. Now, if it were your fish, then I wouldn't suggest you necessarily tell him unless he was attached to your fish, right? But
Right.
it's this fish, although his dad brought it, it don't matter who brought it. That fish belongs to that boy, so we give the consider. That's like if your car, I borrow your car, right? And then
Right.
I wreck it and I don't call you back. It's a total different situation. But the thought is the property and that fish's property
Damn, I ain't
belongs
think
to
about it
you.
like that.
Yeah, it's like some parents don't want you to have no dog, so the daddy bring a little puppy home, and next week the puppy didn't disappear because mama done got rid of the puppy. So now there's a story what happened to the puppy, right? It's like they get attached to their little living things, like I did. I mean, we had fish, we had rabbits, my brother had a snake, gophers, cats, dogs. I grew up with animals in my house, and they were part of the family, right? And my mother was so good. We could have pajama parties, be running up and down them stairs, and a dog chasing us and howling, and she never complained. That's one good thing. My mother wasn't a mean mother, although she could be. She could get you, but every day she wasn't a hollering and screaming type mom, right? She let us be.
Yeah,
So
but
congratulations, you
thank you
did
so
good.
much for putting that in
Yes,
my
yeah,
mind field because I didn't think about it that deep.
right. Because you were just focusing on the dead. That was that little piece of cord that you had to remove out your heart. And since we're in this day of the heart expansion, you did successfully last night by calling your son and putting that issue with the dad where it's over there, away from you. Because he gonna do what he gonna do that, and you can't control that. So what you gonna do? You can keep getting frustrated, but then that's taxing you. What can you do so that you're no longer getting frustrated or triggered?
And
That's the work.
I felt a sense of something being lifted off of me, which was strange because
Ashe.
you don't realize something on you until you say something and use your throat
I
chakra,
know.
you know. And then once I
Right.
allow my throat chakra to be at play, I was like, damn, I feel good. Especially then my boy hit me
Oh
with,
yeah.
I appreciate you. And I'm just like,
Appreciate
damn, I
you
did
like a
some
big
good
boy.
shit.
Yeah, you did. Yes, you did some good shit. That's exactly what you did. Because when you all got off the phone and when he get ready to go to bed, he's gonna be thinking about his fish and what he told you, and you checking in tomorrow about what you did and how is he doing. Did you take another little video clip? Yes, it's showing compassion, right?
Yeah.
Compassion, and we should show compassion. You're showing compassion not only to the fish. Did you say you gonna die or not? You better get your ass up and swim, right?
I was
But you
very
show
still
compassion to.
concerned. I was concerned. That's
Oh,
why I
I
put him in
know.
the cup, took him outside
Yeah.
with me. But I'm like, get your motherfucking legs up. Get up now, shit.
So how is he doing? How he
He
doing?
just he doing a little better, but I feel like tomorrow I'm gonna take him outside with me a little bit longer. And look, like my son told me, how long did you have him outside? I said I wasn't trying to cook the motherfucker. I just had him out there for a little bit.
Get a little fresh air.
Yeah, I'm
Make
like,
him
give
feel
a little
better.
fresh air. I'm not trying to cook it. And it did give him a good laugh. He did laugh real good. But
Oh,
I was just like, you know how your mom is, and he just kept saying, Mom, I know you're not a bad mom. I know you not wouldn't do nothing like that.
very
So
good.
and
Very
and
good.
and it,
Yeah.
you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, it's a bonding
But
moment.
yeah.
Mhm.
So, well, I do know that if something does happen to him, but I will do everything in my power to save the little motherfucker, okay? I promise you that whether I got to
Okay.
yell and wake him up or get him outside in
Is
the
it a
sunlight, I'm
goldfish?
not. No, it's a beta fish, very powerful fish. When I looked up what a
Oh.
beta means when I first got that fish, like that's
Uh-huh.
yeah. We're gonna hold on to little beta, but I need little beta to fight for himself. His name's King. My son named him King, so I be like,
Oh.
King, get your ass up, get your ass up.
So did you Google his symptoms or take a picture and try
Yes,
to
I did Google, and they said that
uh-huh.
sometimes when you overfeed, um,
Mm.
they can be in distress. The
Oh
water
wow.
temperature, I did take the temperature. Hey, listen, and that's so crazy that you say that because my son said, "Did you go on Google and see light?" I'm like,
Yeah.
son, yes,
Yes. That's what the boy
mom.
said. He's
That's what
asked
my
you.
son said. He said, "Go
Oh, he
on
know
Google and
Google.
see." And I was like,
Oh.
son, I did. Mom did do that. I
Oh.
promise. I promise I did that.
Yes. Save that fish, child.
Yeah,
Save
but
this fish.
he know I said the same way when you not feeling good, I do everything in my power to make sure that
Right.
you're good. I'm doing the same thing because that fish is my son. I be saying, get up for mommy. I be telling him like,
Mm-hmm. You done bonded with the fish. Okay then. That's beautiful. Yeah. I want a dog. That's what I really want. I want a dog. Or two of them. A male and a female. Two little ones. It's like they say, don't have just one child or the child will worry you because they don't have playmates. That's why you have two or more and they'll worry each other. And they won't worry you as much. So that's what I want, two dogs. They'll keep me young because you have to get up and attend to them. Right?
yeah, let me just hold on to what I got. I want me a turtle. I want me a big
I've got
old
a turtle.
turtle.
We got a turtle. In fact, I haven't seen him in a couple of days. And so he probably didn't get out this room. The other day I called him. I hadn't seen him. And girl, I go down the hall and there's a bookcase in the hall. He on his back under the bookcase. Half of his body out. And I'm like, you better be glad I came down this hall. Or your little ass would have died. Because they can't flip back over. They will die on their back. Then he came in. I put him, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Unalive. So I brought him in the room and I filled up his little thing and I put him in the water. And then he just lowered his head and just drank like he was so tired. And I gave him some orange. I got an orange and gave him some orange. He ate a little orange. Then he went under there and found a little crevice under there in the room. And then he was there and I could see him, but I haven't seen him in 2 days. So he might have got out the room again. But he'll turn up. So yeah, it's my daughter's turtle that she left here when she left the country. She was gonna let him out in the backyard. I didn't know he was still here, so I changed my room to her room, and I didn't see the turtle as I brought all this stuff in. I hadn't seen him, so I thought she had let him out. Girl, I turned the light off and I turned around to get to my bed, and I saw this thing. You know I can't see, and it was dark, and I almost stepped on him. And I turned the light on. I said, "You still here?" He was like, "Yeah, I'm still here with my food." So he around here somewhere. He's not a water turtle. He's a land turtle, so he doesn't just stay in the water. I had one. Oh, yeah, yeah. I had another one in one of the big fish tanks. It was a water turtle. Yeah. But yeah, get you one. I found mine outside. We find our turtles outside walking.
But look, if I do find one outside, I do still need to take it to the vet, huh?
No, girl, take no turtle to no vet.
Huh? I'm just wondering. I don't want nothing to be nibbling on me and then make me damn sick. So.
Well, her turtle would bite her big toe. That was the relationship they had. We never developed that relationship. When he wanted some food or something, he'd bite a big toe. But if you get them, if they're wild and they're outside, then they are what they are, right? So you determine what kind of turtle you have, and you create that environment for that turtle pretty much. And so you're not handling him. I don't handle him. I picked him up because he was on his back. If he's somewhere and I don't want him to be over there, I'll pick him up and move him. But no, I just don't handle him they're not those kind of pets. Although some people get real familiar with their turtles and the turtle be responding, So if it's your personality type, I guess it could be that, but I don't have that personality type at 66 years old. A 6-year-old might, though. He's going to play with it, right? And that's okay. And so it's always, after he plays with, wash your hands with soap, right? Don't put your hands to your face. Because if he's touching the turtle, then the turtle ain't clean, right? Now, if you feel more comfortable, take him to the vet. Spend that money for his first, checkup.
I can do that vet money.
I know.
I'm just checking to make sure. Though, you was talking about taking the damn fish to the vet last night, so I don't know.
Girl, I was messing with you. I didn't expect you to take no fish.
I thought you was dead serious.
Oh no, girl, please. And if you get a water turtle and get the tank, then the turtle and get a platform and a light that's the sunlight so he can sunbathe. Then he can go down in there when he wants to. And then you can feed it fresh fish. Go to the store and buy you, 10 goldfish and feed them. I used to buy my turtle like 15 goldfish, right? And dump them in a tank. And he going to feed in frenzy. And he eat real hard. He chase them. And then he eat half of them right away. And then the next morning, it'd be 4, and then they got these places where they can hide, right? Shoot, after 2 days, he'd leave one alive that he play with. But he eat the rest of them. So that's a good thing for your son to see how it works. It's interesting. I mean, it is unaliving it, but it shows the food chain.
My apologies, y'all. We done went from fish to turtles.
Yeah. Well, fish is the Pisces. We're leaving the Pisces, right? And we're going to Aries. Aries is the ram, right? We're going into the ram. The turtle represents the Americas because it's the first lands out of the water, and the turtles continue to come over there and nest. And what they call it when they have their eggs, lay their eggs, they come to the Americas. And that's where they come. So Turtle Island, we are. Denitra, I ain't used to you being this quiet. I'm getting scared
I
over
was
here.
just about to say, Miss That
I
I'm
ain't used to you
listening.
being this quiet.
I'm listening. I
Huh?
was looking at the time, like, yeah, it's about that
I said,
time.
she ready to go
Look,
to bed.
baby.
I said, it's time for her to lay down.
Yeah,
Oh,
Ain't no
have a
game.
I
wonderful
can agree
time.
with you with that because, like I said before, Miss Dr. Lee Kimberly can't. Miss Dr. Lee Kimberly, please forgive me. I'm gonna
It's
get
all
it right.
good.
I cannot help
It's
myself, but
fine.
I was about to get off, but I did miss your company, so I did stay a little longer. And like I say, I want to tap in with self because self is calling self, and
Ashe.
we connected, so we all gonna be back at one accord once again. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Oh, for sure. I appreciate you staying a little later. I saw you all on a little early, but I had to work for Miss Demetria, so it was like, nope, I can't. I couldn't be in the room and then work. Because you see, I got in the room and she was gonna call me on stage. I would have said I can't come. So I did the work. Then I said they still going. Okay, then party still happening. Let me come on
Party
up.
still, party over here.
Yeah, party over here. So I
Still
appreciate
going.
you all.
But love y'all, Miss Donitra, go ahead, cause I know them eyes closed.
Yes.
Love you too. Look, no, I ain't closed yet. I did get real comfortable, but I had to sit up.
I know that's right.
Yeah, we
Well, I
gonna tap in. I
appreciate
love
you.
y'all. I'm grateful that I got another day to chit chat with y'all, and I'm about to tap in with self.
Ashe. Well,
All
you
right, you
enjoy
have a
your
good one,
evening.
Casey.
And yeah, have a good evening. And I was gonna say
Namaste.
kiss. I was gonna say kiss the fish, but I was like, yucky poo poo. No, don't kiss the fish.
No,
Just
no,
tell them
no,
good
no, no.
night.
I want that. I'm gonna check
Mm-mm.
on them though. I'm gonna check on my
Yeah,
brother.
check on them. Very good.
Namaste. You can drop me, Miss Donitra. I'll see you in a minute.
Namaste.
Okay, namaste.
Thank you, Mr. Nitria. I
Thank
appreciate
you,
you.
Dr. Kimberly. I appreciate you as well.
It was
I
a
feel
good night. It was
you.
a good day, girl. I got
Yeah.
the beans down. I got some more sunflowers planted. I've started to seed some cabbage and some broccoli. Girl, please, I'm a farmer. Okay.
Okay. I went out there and watered all my stuff and sat in
Mm-hmm.
the sun for a couple of hours. Well, not a couple of hours.
Mm-hmm.
I probably sit out there for an hour until it
Okay, you
got hot.
enjoyed it?
And then if I get out there early
For
enough, I
real.
can spend more time.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
But
Well,
I
thank you. You
appreciate
can drop
you.
me. I appreciate you. And I'll
You have a
have that
great
stuff to
day.
you tomorrow afternoon. I'll have it
Okay.
to you tomorrow afternoon. Because it's very little I got to do now.
Okay. Gratitude, gratitude. I'll talk
Okay,
to you
appreciate
tomorrow.
you. Okay.
Appreciate you too. Peace, love, and light.
Peace, light, and love.